Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for the Cleaning and Cocktails podcast. This is where I get the opportunity to speak with fellow cleaning business owners, small, medium, and large. We take the time to let them share their stories on the ups and downs in the industry. I also speak with other experts and professionals in the industry, from your manufacturers, your suppliers, trainers, as well as other types of entrepreneurs. My mission is to empower our cleaning industry to inspire and motivate each and every one of you. I want you guys to reach new heights of success and learn from one another. My goal is to have you walk away with some tips, secrets, advice, and opinions that are relevant to all of us in our day-to-day hustle and grind while we're out there in the field working every single day. So sit back and share a cocktail with us and enjoy the show. Hey guys, how you guys doing? So we're here at Platinum Sanitation's office with Justin Jacobson. We're here in my hometown, Chicago, Illinois. So you guys know that the inception of Cleaning and Cocktails was supposed to be on-site video, right? On-site shows, episodes, showing things happening in the real scenario behind closed doors, in a way. So I'm super excited that I get the opportunity to get back in front of a camera and do this, right? Because with COVID, I'm zoomed out. I don't want to do Zoom anymore, right? So Justin, we're gonna walk through your place.
Yep.
You're gonna tell us how Platinum Sanitation came to be, because you guys, this is a story that I've been wanting to tell for a while, because Justin doesn't come from the cleaning industry, right? This is you guys, I don't even want to get into it. I'm gonna let him take it, but Justin, thank you for allowing us to be here.
Well, first of all,
introduce yourself, man.
Thank you, Riggy, from Route and Rozalado Cleaning and everything like that, and thank you for considering us a story to share and tell. So actually, about a year ago, at this point in time, we weren't a cleaning company.
That's amazing.
We were an event production company, and we house, and you'll see it all back there. We still have it. But we housed everything from lighting, sound, staging, decor. We used to produce the backstage VIP lounge experience for the Grammys in LA. We did booth bill designs for the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. And our last event to date, actually, prior to the pandemic shutting everything down, was we were coming back from Miami from the Super Bowl. One thing that I kind of want to show that's super important to me, to kind of show you guys, as you can see, there's a lot of tchotchkes, as you know we call it. I'm Jewish, so it is what it is, tchotchkes. So this is a lot of stuff that we used for the events. But here's kind of our...
Because this is where you got into the business.
This is how we started.
Yeah.
So we really didn't really start into contract cleaning or cleaning. The way that we started was decontaminating. So we have all DuPont Tyvek hazmat suits, and then from there, a plethora of equipment. So whether it's electrostatic ionizing foggers, packs, HEPA C filtration systems, automatic hand sanitizing stations. So everything here, everything organized, color-coded. Reason being is we want to make sure that our organization is key. Without organization, you have nothing. Then I'll be honest, what helped us get to the point where we needed to get to was logistics. That was even from the events.
Okay.
So I just basically took all those logistic, operational type efficiencies and basically utilize that into what we're now doing today.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. Still, everything you learn on the event side, you carry it over to this side, right?
Correct.
Like you said, organization on both levels, it doesn't really change.
It doesn't.
It carries over.
Exactly.
You understand logistics, which this is a logistics game. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cleaning and Cocktails. I'm super stoked because we're getting back to what the whole roots of this, doing on-site tours and videos with people like Justin. This is what it's about. This is why I created Cleaning and Cocktails, was to showcase and kind of storytell the stories of cleaning business owners, entrepreneurs, people from our space, because nothing embodies the industry better than showing you, the audience, that anything is possible. You can see it in real life. This is what we are about, is resilience. The cleaning industry embodies resilience. It embodies hard work, grit, and nothing to me tells that story more than Justin's story here. So again, I got Justin Jacobson here, Ricky Regalado. You guys know me from many companies now, right? I got Route, Rozalado Services, Cleaning and Cocktails, and Justin is with Platinum Sanitation. But Justin, let's talk about the word platinum. Yes, it's part of Platinum Sanitation, but it
didn't start that way.
Didn't start that
way. No. So actually, started a company. This is 2004, called Platinum Events. And it was actually, came to the name as an homage to my father, who was in the jewelry business, because there's nothing better than platinum. And we were an event production company. So everything from lighting, sound, staging, floral, decor, design, you name it, we did it. And I had grown that company by 2010 into a nationwide brand, a nationwide recognized brand. Everything from the Grammys. We were producing the backstage VIP lounge experiences. We were doing the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. We were doing product launches in New York, Miami, and we were rocking and rolling, actually. We were doing consistent, into the 7 figures, sometimes 8, pretty regularly. And then last year, about this time, there was something that kind of crumbled that, like literally, like legit, just crushed it. And this thing called COVID. Never heard of it before. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this? What, a beer's going to stop me? No. Yeah. But it really did. And we had clients in California. We had clients in Oregon and Seattle. And they started canceling their events on us left and right. Shut us down, and I figured, okay, which then had brought up the conceptualization of Platinum Sanitation.
So you guys, you may be sitting there listening and saying, well, Rick, what the heck? This is Cleaning and Cocktails. What are we talking about? Platinum events or an event?
Yeah, why are you trying to make this look pretty?
Yeah, why are we trying to make, well,
it's grit.
Well, guys, here's where the story gets fun, right? Yeah. Is talk about hitting a wall, talk about a scary time for Justin. Yes. And again, I seen a lot of this unveil, just because funny, it's, we follow each other on social media.
That's how we knew each other, yeah.
Yeah, I saw this coming. So that's why I kind of, pat myself on the back to see, I knew Justin's story was going to, become a success story because of the guy's determination and his hard work and his work ethic. But Justin, take us through
the process.
Those couple weeks when you said, I may no longer have a business anymore. What the hell am I going to do?
Well, I wish it was a couple weeks, honestly. It was literally a day. Wow. So here, I was coming off of a divorce. So you can imagine, although as a happily married man, I hope you never have to imagine. No. Anyone who is divorced, it's not cheap. So everyone knows it is not fun. So here I'm coming off of a divorce. Lawyer fees got paid off. Everything's paid off. So you can imagine I'm kind of banking on these deposits. The event business is kind of a cash forward business. Okay. No one's really on a kind of retainer. I mean, there are retainers, yes, but whatever, or contracts, Mm-hmm. And so literally at which point, Governor of Illinois, Mayor of Chicago, shuts down the city of Chicago, basically Illinois. And at which point, these checks that I was banking on, these deposits that were going to kind of put me financially back up where I need to be, because I figured, all right, I'm good. I knew what was coming in.
Yeah.
Cancellations coming one by one. And now I'm like, you still want to send me that deposit though? I was like,
let's do it in 2020.
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah. Can we just still make this happen? So I just knew, I had to think of something, and I had to think of something fast. I had survived the recession. So here, if I owned this glass and I would normally charge, maybe $200 for each glass, whatever. I'm not saying I would, but, what do you want during a recession? What do you want to pay?
Reduce the price.
Right. What do you want to pay? $100, $50. At least I own it. You're buying it. This was like, events are banned. gatherings are banned.
Yeah.
So I can't sell anything in my 10,000 square foot warehouse anymore. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I literally called my ex-wife, who her and I do have an amicable relationship, thank God. I told her, you need to keep the kids this weekend, even though it's my weekend, but you need to keep the kids because I need to think of something fast, or you're paying me child support, and I'm actually just going to come live with you because, like, I don't know who's going to pay the mortgage because I have no money coming in right now. And so I literally locked myself in my office. I had a lot of cleaning and cocktails, only there wasn't really much cleaning. It was just a lot of cocktails. And I'm like, I'm not leaving here until I have figured out what I'm going to do. And I told her, and my girlfriend at the time too, don't call me. I will call you. Leave me alone. I must come up with something. And I think it was, I forgot who said it best, but it was, invention comes out of necessity, and so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I told you earlier that, the first idea was, people need to feel clean. Everyone's scared to touch things. I mean, if you and I would not be here right now together a year ago, because you'd be too freaked to sit in this office, and I'd be too freaked to have you here. So, how do we keep people clean? And you couldn't find soap, you couldn't find hand sanitizer, paper towels. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe I'll contact like hick family from Podunk, God knows where. They can make me antibacterial soap. Not even realizing at the time too, antibacterial doesn't matter because it's not. This is a virus, not bacteria. So I'm like, okay, and I'll call it Cova soap. And it's catchy. I can put it on the internet. I call my brother, who's my attorney, and I said, "What do you think of this?" And he starts cracking up. He goes, "This is hilarious." Not where you want to be. Not a business. He goes, "You don't know the first thing about wrapping it, making it, selling it. No, right highway, wrong exit. Keep going." So I'm like, okay. And then I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do? And then actually, believe it or not, the way that I truly conceptualized this was I'm thumbing through photos, and there was, and I have it, and I'll show it to you. I'll actually pull it up. There was a photo of my son who was playing with a kid's mop and broom set. And I'm like, whoa, that's it. People need to feel clean. They need to be able to touch the doorknob. They need to be able to go to their desk. They need to be able to feel like they can walk in anywhere in a healthy and safe way. And that's where I conceptualized Platinum Sanitation. And I actually put it on my Instagram page. I'll pull it up later. But I did this kind of, at the time, everything's tongue in cheek. And so, I put like a little thing of like paper towels and hand sanitizer together. And then from there, announced that this is what I was doing. And you think everyone would be like, oh, that's so smart. Wrong. No. Wrong. Everyone's like, is this a joke? I mean, literally, I had DMs that whole day. What?
Because people just don't, it's the cleaning industry, right? Like, it's like, what are you doing trying to start a business in the cleaning industry?
You just did the Grammys, you just did Super Bowl, and now you're going to go clean a toilet?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't make sense. And I was very passionate about it. And I was like, absolutely. This is where I need to be. And I let all of our event customers know that, we appreciate all the business, but at this time right now, this is not where we need to be. And that if I'm going to be there for clients in times of celebration, that it's my responsibility to also be there for them in times of crisis. And I figured I have, this was part of my tinkering process. I have resources, which most don't have. We have 10,000 square feet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I have it. I've got trucks. I don't know what I'm going to do with them when I have it. And above all, I have an army of staff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I want to keep my staff employed. If I'm going to be out there servicing these buildings or facilities, I have the people to do it. Now it's just a matter of, okay, what are the proper tools? I have the hardest part, which is, again, the resources.
You've got the resources.
But what are the tools that I need to do this with? What's the training that I need to acquire to do this with? And now at which point we're in business. So I literally...
So Justin, hold on real quick. So let's talk about that. That part right there where you just said you're in business.
That was a mouthful.
No, you're in business. You've got these great bullet points that you just said, resources, staff, you have an office, you're not a first-time entrepreneur. This is not your first time. This is your father already comes from entrepreneurship. So again, we talk about having integrity in business ownership. So it's not, and people talk about having a business plan.
And let me say one thing too. Well, I don't know what a business plan is. This business plan. Okay, sure. Here's my business plan. I have my kid, color something. Let me say one thing too. That's very important too. I also had a trading firm from 2011, 12 to 2015. That was very successful as well. So a lot of my businesses, my father's in the jewelry business. My grandfather before that was in high-end clothing, like custom suits. Okay. Before, you could just go in a store and get a custom suit. So a lot of this was kind of like white glove services, high-end services. And now I'm going into the cleaning, which is kind of considered a blue-collar industry. That it was interesting because as a business owner, I wasn't really attuned to those industries. Mm-hmm. And I saw that kind of as a opening for us, that it was like, if I can take white glove treatment, white glove service, and apply those ideologies to a blue collar industry, that's a win-win.
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, that's a recipe for success, to be honest, right? Because you look at, me on the tech side, right? Like you look at innovation, but then white glove service. In our industry, if you can marry those two and just understand the processes and protocols that go into building a business. Because here's one thing, Justin, is for the audience, a lot of people are the small business community that watch Cleaning and Cocktails. They're trying to learn, they're trying to grow their business, they're trying to scale. Yeah. And it's scary for them because they don't have a lot of the resources, right? But again, you guys, this is why I wanted to bring Justin on, because it shows you that it can be done, right?
Well, let me share that can be done. I love that you just said that, because I want to share a story with you that's...
And actually, first off, cheers, man. Cheers.
Cheers.
Me and my freaking cheers. I never get the cheers down in the first.
Well, here, so here, I'm Jewish. Okay. And we say l'chaim.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, and that means to life.
There you go. To life.
There you go. So, I want to share a story, and I'm glad you said that about, some don't have resources. Some don't have that, certain things. I want it to be known too, and my staff will tell you up and down. When I first started this inception of Platinum Sanitation, we were going into COVID positive facilities pretty much daily. Our first call that we got, our first job, was a preventative measure. Second call that we got was at a school that was COVID positive. And I told my staff, and I told you back there, that I kind of run this more military. Mm-hmm. In here, outside of my warehouse, if we're in this, I'm a jovial, fun-loving, wisecracking, smartass. Second we're on site, no, it's like, General Justin. Yeah. And reason being is because for me, the safety of my staff is of utmost importance. I'm the first boot on the ground, last boot to leave, and they'll tell you that too. So we did a huge. This was a 200,000 square foot chemical factory, and what they do is they make like metals, like basically for like the automotive industry, mm-hmm. and they had these kilns, smelting, it if from where we are to that wall, it already would feel like about 500 degrees.
Wow.
And we had to go and just like spritz a button. Because any high contact surface area, we had to spray
You
it.
got to spray it. You got to touch it.
And it was about from where we are to that wall, and you can already feel the heat from where we're at. If you go in, it was about 16,000 degrees or some nonsense. Anyways, I'm looking at my staff members, and they're looking at me like,
I'm not going.
bingo. like they're like, you want us to go over there and like just to go? I'm like, I told them straight up. I said I brought them out, took them out of the warehouse,
out of in front of the
out of the total environment.
Yeah.
I looked them right in the eyes and I said, listen, anything happens, the two of you tonight are going to go home. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'll take care of it. And I come back next week. You'll see. You'll take care of it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. And they were like standing there watching me go into this like freaking, it looked like the end of the Terminator where like the thumb's like going down, you know what I mean? And I go in and I come back out, hand them back their sprayer, and I said, next week it's on you. Mm-hmm. Just to show that, like you said, if you don't have the resources, doesn't matter. You still need to be the one that does it. Because no one's going to do it right. No one's going to do it the way you want it done unless it's you. Yeah. Or you show them that it's doable.
So Justin, that speaks volumes to what I'm always telling people is
because don't let all this fool you. Don't let the good hair, don't let the handsome face, don't let all I'll tell you something. I'm never too good to clean a bathroom.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to touch on is leadership, right? When a cleaning business owner is getting into the space and they're trying to learn the industry, you'll hear from a few that, how do I get to hire employees? How do I get out of the field, Rick? I didn't get into this business to be a cleaner.
That's the fun part.
But it's like, when I saw you getting into it, it's like I saw Justin's face on site, boots on the ground with the team. So like, yeah, you prove that you have to do it first to know what you're getting into, for then the team to trust to say, if I don't do it, Justin's going to do it, and I'm gone, right? Like
absolutely. And my staff all knows one thing: you don't want to do it. You're disgruntled. Listen, no one has a gun to your head to say you have to work here. You're not enslaved to me. Mm-hmm. Don't want to do it? Don't have to. Guess what? I'm going to enjoy doing it myself. Yeah. I just would rather pay you, keep you employed, keep food on your table. At which point it's only going to keep more food on our table, but I'm allowing the opportunity to bring in people, to share that wealth, if you want to call it, with you. Doesn't mean you have to take it. Doesn't mean you have to have it. You can either, I tell everyone this, you can either make this a job or you can make this a career. I chose to make this a career. If you want to choose to make it a job, great. In 6 months from now, you'll probably find another.
Yeah.
But if you make it a career, this is going to treat you as well as it treats me.
Yeah, it's the buy-in. It's the buy-in and the same mission. And that's, again, if you guys, we'll have all the social media channels and tags and stuff. You guys will see if you follow Justin on his social media. I mean, he really promotes his teams. It's his teams that are the photos and the videos are of them. Getting the job done, right?
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about some fun stuff too.
Yeah.
Because again, people are going to say, well, Rick, what is it? This guy, and if you don't mind me asking, Justin, what was your revenue for 2020 as a first-time cleaning business owner just got into the industry?
Well, that's a great question. I can tell you this much: we don't talk about that. However,
ballpark.
Well, yeah, ballpark. Well, here's a good way to describe it. Ballpark. I wouldn't be sitting in the stands. We'll be sitting front row. Mm-hmm. So there's a good idea as far as ballparks go. Yeah. We don't talk revenue, but I will say this. It's treated me very well to the point to where I can't say this, that our first year in revenue is better than any year that I ever had in the event business.
Wow. So that speaks volumes.
There you go.
That just speaks volumes.
There you go.
And then let's talk about,
and the only reason why we don't speak revenues and all that stuff is because you never do I have this uncle. His name's Sam. And you never know he's watching.
All right.
Uncle Sam wants him.
So let's talk about, because and you guys will see some publications that Justin was on. Because again, guys, it's crazy the momentum that Justin had in his first year. Where again, a lot of cleaning business owners don't experience that, Justin. In all honesty, right? Where it takes people a couple years, or success comes a little slower in the cleaning space. But you saw it come obviously because of COVID.
Machine.
But you were a machine.
No
Talk
joke.
us
No
through
joke. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
From the inception of this business, which was March 19th, till about I'm getting emotional. Till about mid-June, July. I probably slept about 2-3 hours a night. Because I wanted this. I was a machine. I eat, breathed, lived, didn't sleep this business. And when I say this business, I don't mean cleaning. I meant Platinum. Mm-hmm. I looked at companies such as yours. What are you doing right? What are you doing wrong? In my opinion. I looked at companies like, Blue or this one or that one. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? And I took all the things they're doing right, and I just felt, okay, how do I one up that in our own arena? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? In our own way, and make it ours, and literally for entrepreneurs out there, or mom and pop operations, or even corporate operations. I will say this, at this point in time, I'm going to say this to your audience. Mm-hmm. Mom and pop operations, because I am one. Ricky is one. Mm-hmm. Essentially, we all are. We have such, right now, a leg up on competitors because it is on us to stay hungry. And it's kill or be killed. And that's kind of why I didn't sleep. It was like, okay, I'd be out there servicing my clients. And I literally, no joke, Ricky, I scheduled my day like it was Tetris. From 8 a.m. till 9:30 a.m., it was get the kids ready, take them to school. 9:45, I made sure back in my office. 9:50 to 10. I mean, it was
blocked
like
your whole day.
I blocked every freaking day. I knew when, obviously servicing clients. Then when I'm coming home or coming back from work or in between work, it was photographing, videoing.
You documented a lot.
Man. I documented everything. And I'll tell you why it is so freaking important, you mom and poppers out there. You document everything. Has nothing to do with our business. And it should have nothing to do with yours. Because here's the thing. Think about it, Ricky. How many buildings have you gone into? Your client's not there.
Yeah.
Right?
No. Yeah. Decision makers.
So how do I know you were? Think about it.
That's a good point.
Why I document everything. Because now I can show the client if there ever was any discrepancy. Here's a timestamp. Here's a date. Here's your office. Now tell me where I was. Because so many people, they want to get out of paying you, or they realize maybe I'm paying too much, or they found a guy who's cheaper. So they're going to try to find every little nuance to get out of your contract.
Yep.
Oh, you weren't there. Tell me where I was again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really the key. That's why I document everything. And not only do I get it as proof of where I was, but now I have footage.
Yeah.
And it's cool. And then on top of that, too, that's kind of why, too, speaking of cool, that's, again, I would have marketing sessions in my head.
Yeah, because I feel that, you talk about the marketing, because it feels like you knew right off the bat Platinum was an image and a brand that you said, I feel like you didn't even look at yourself as a cleaning company.
We're not a cleaning company. And that's the thing.
I think that's a differentiator.
Right.
It for sure is.
Right. And that's the thing is I look at, and I'm glad you said that, because I've never considered ourselves a cleaning company. I've never called ourselves a cleaning company. I consider ourselves the leaders in health and safety. whether it's at which point a office space, a whatever, that there's a healthy and safe way to do things. And like, as you saw in the thing in our warehouse, UVC filtration.
Hit me with these terms, because again, guys, he's not from our industry. A year into the industry, and he knows chemicals. He knows talk about the certifications and some of the chemistry of these chemicals
that's actually Yeah. So one big thing that I want to make sure too was that I didn't want to be known as a fraud. Mm-hmm. Okay. There were a lot, as you were in this prior, and here you're probably thinking to yourself, this guy's doing events.
This guy?
Yeah, right, exactly. You're like, this guy's doing events, and all of a sudden he's like cleaning. Yeah, okay. It was like,
I swear to God, for the first week, I was like, did Justin just open up a sanitation? Well, hold on, what is this guy doing?
You're like, oh shit. No, but think about it. For the first after the ball dropped on this, and then from like what I want to say like mid-June to like August. It was like, Sarah's, preschool and sanitation. It was like, everyone was like, so-and-so and sanitation. It was like, everyone's now all of a sudden doing, decontaminating.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be known as a fraud. I had too much pride in myself to just be someone that was going to just a money grab. Mm-hmm. And then also I wanted sustainability. I saw that there is a longevity to this. Maybe not necessarily in COVID, but in health and safety. So I researched, again, blocking my time out. I researched nonstop. I found the ISSA, who you're a part of as well.
Yeah, dude, it's right in your backyard.
What's funny is it literally, no joke, I live a block away from there. It literally is in my backyard, and I had no clue what it was.
Just so you guys know, headquarters of ISSA is in Northbrook.
That's right. We're in Northbrook right now, I live in Northbrook. It's my backyard. But I had no clue what they were, and then I was overjoyed to know that they were in my backyard. Then I saw that there was the GBAC, Global Biorisk Advisory Council. And I was like, this is it. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like geeked out. I love science. So that's another thing too. I love science. I was always fascinated by it. And I literally, I remember getting my GBAC certification. I started at, it was like 5:30, 5:45 at night, put the kids to bed super early that night. I called my girlfriend. I was like, love you. Again, don't call me.
I got shit to do.
I got to work. And I literally blew through the entire certification course in one night. I wasn't done till 6:45 the next day, 6:30 the next day. And I was never been more proud of myself. I'm not one, and believe it or not, I'm never one to pat my own back. I'm very hard on myself. I don't think I'm the best. Well, thank you, brother.
Touch on you.
Thank you. I if anything, I always shine. I want the attention on the company, because I just don't want people to feel that my merits are based on, he grew up, a certain way, or his parents bought. I mean, you have no idea the shit that I went through with the event business. I wasn't,
the assumption of things were given to you.
Right. Like all the time, like, how can he be producing or designing? Like, he's not, this, or he's not that.
You're not the pedigree.
Exactly. And the answer was no. Like the biggest joke to me was like, oh, my parents bought my business for me. Like, no, my parents buy shit. Like, I was on my own financially, so I was like 17.
Okay.
Like, my dad was like, look, I grew up sleeping on a porch. I amassed this wealth. This is mine. Mm-hmm. You go find yours. You can work for yours, just as I worked for mine. So I was just never wanted that attention on me. I always wanted the success on the business and its accolades. So got certified overnight.
Yep.
Like literally, probably, a 12-hour stretch. So whatever. So I got the certifications and I still kept running. It wasn't enough. I kept going. And then back to the marketing. Mm-hmm. What can I do, though, to make this cool? It was...
I'm still trying to do that right now.
Yeah. Well, listen, here's the thing, man.
I shoot guns, I ride Harleys, I race cars. I got a smoking hot girl. How do I make this cool too? So again, something as simple as New Era hats.
Yeah.
The New Era snapbacks. I see you got the hats too.
Yeah.
Zip ups. I wanted something where everyone wears Lululemon zip ups.
Dude, and this is funny you're talking about, Justin, because again, you guys don't know all the backstory here, but we just shot a video at my buddy's place, Culture Studio, to talk about branding. These guys do all the printing for Live Nation.
Yeah.
And here they are doing printing for a cleaning company. Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but it doesn't matter because this is what we should portray ourselves, right? Is look the part, feel the part, feel good about who you're representing. There should be
no reason why we're coming in with the blue, onesie zip up and the big chain with all the keys on it.
Yeah. Nothing. Not that there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but here's the thing. I'm going to disagree with you. There is.
All right.
There is, and here's why. If you're at a point in your business right now and you're trying to break through, and here's why I say there is, and I don't mean it disrespectfully.
No, for sure.
But the decision makers at this point in time are no longer our parents.
Good point. Good point.
They are the people that are our peers or maybe even younger. So at which point, when they're going to decide who they want to go with, who they want to work with, the work has to speak for itself, volumes. Yeah. Case in point. However, am I going to want to hire and employ someone who looks like they take care of themselves? Because if that was one big thing too, which is why we always do hazmat suits, full respirators, not a little mask, and no booties. We always had booties on. We always were covered head to toe because I had to tell my clients, if we don't show up fully covered with zero cross-contamination, it shows that we care about our staff. If you have someone that shows up that doesn't necessarily look that they're taken care of, how can you expect them to take care of you?
No.
So that's why I say,
totally agree.
If they're showing up in the onesie zip ups and the stains and they look dirty, how is someone that looks dirty? How can I trust them that they're going to make what they don't take care of themselves, but they're going to take care of me?
Yeah,
that's why it's important.
Justin, I wanted to take people through the journey because you really started as a decontamination, the COVID disinfecting, right?
Yes,
so you started with that first because you keep portraying that look, and that is how you got into the business.
Yeah.
Take people through where you are today. A year later, but so guys, decontamination, right? You went and did the research on the chemicals and the equipment that you needed. What was that equipment and chemicals?
So at which point, that's a great question. At which point I knew, it's funny, and I said antibacterial soap. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we're dealing with a virus. Yeah. Well, however, at which point, then started doing my research. I need antiviral, not antibacterial. It's two different, Ford, Chevy, two different cars. So what I did is actually when I put that out there, I was fortunate enough, actually. A buddy of mine named Jeff, who is his wife is a very close friend of my ex-wife. When he saw that I was doing this, he's like, "Are you for real? Are you serious about doing this? Is this a joke?" And I was like, "No, I'm very serious about doing this." And he goes, "Okay, because my family happens to own a chemical company, so we sell supplies that you're going to need for this. We have a moratorium, but I know this is going to help you, which in turn is going to help your kids, who my wife is friends with your ex-wife, so I know this will be beneficial to you and them. We'll add you in." So then from there, he then kind of gave me this whole laundry list of chemicals.
This is what you need to do. This is what you need to use.
Well, more so, this is what you need to use.
Okay.
This is the highest grade medical antiviral solution that we have. It's the best of the best. There's really nothing else out there that's going to be better than what we use. And this is what you should use. And at which point then I start, as I'm learning, then I'm cross-checking things, making sure, all right, is he just saying this because he needs a sale?
Just needs a sale. Yeah.
Right. And then it was like, no, okay. And because everything else I'm looking at was right, priced right for me. So now I'm like, okay. Then at which point, okay, now I need electrostatic sprayers. And at the time, Victory, which does a great job of their products.
Oh yeah. They were one of the few that I think were positioned.
I think they knew someone in China because they I don't get it. They were at the right product, right place, right time, but you couldn't get them. So then from there it was like, okay, then we started doing the Ryobis and things like that. And what I learned though is that it didn't matter what product you used. It was more so the solution that you used.
Yeah,
and that was one of the
first
the
applicator is an applicator.
I was going to say, which and people were like, "Oh, I use our Ryobi," and I was like, "You got." And literally, I mean, I would go to Home Depot. I started ordering stuff, from China, Taiwan to bring it here. I started ordering. I got a Home Depot Pro account before they were no longer accepting any new accounts because, like I said, I had that 2-week jump start, and so I started bringing in things, and then I learned that it's just the applicator. It's a vehicle. Yeah. But you can drive a Ferrari or you can race a Ferrari. Yeah. It's the driver. The solution is the driver. Yep. The machine is just the vehicle. Yeah. So at which point, but yeah, we learned we took our hits on the chin. We learned certain applicators that expunge solution faster than others, or sprayed it out thicker than others, and we learned. And
but Justin too, like you were able to speak confidently on this stuff, right? Because you did your research, right? Because that's the thing, when you get asked questions, yes, and you get put on the spot, it's like, do I know what I'm about to?
So I have a great story for you. Okay, great story for you. There was a company that I knew the owner of. It's a big company out here. I won't share the name, but they basically do, if you got water in your basement, they fix it. Okay. U.S. waterproofing. And so the owner called me, and I went to him and I said, listen, this is what I'm doing. Could I use your clientele list? You're not doing this. Yeah. I'm not doing what you do. There's no competitive. Could I utilize your list to help me get started? I see you at Dairy Queen on the weekends. Like our
kids play with each other.
Well, not really, but whatever. Yeah. And so he's like, okay, well, let's put a meeting together. And we get a meeting, and we're starting to talk about how we could work together and how we could utilize his list. I said, I'll CC you on it. One thing about me, I'm total transparent. Yeah. I'm full transparency. And I'm watching them, they're kind of writing things down. You'll love this story. So then he starts to ask me, well, what kind of solution do you use? Well, I use Platinum Sanitation solution. What does it matter? Well, I need to know, what do you charge? What do you this? What do you that? And now I can tell this conversation is going from helping to inquisitive. Yeah. And this is where I'm going with what I'm saying, which is, then he said, well, what's in your solution? I need to know. So I'm like, well, hold on, let me go get it. And I literally go grab a bottle, start reading my ingredients. And at the end, I could see, well, we don't know if this is going to work for us and blah, blah, thank you. And I literally then texted him back. I said, I could tell you are wasting my time. And when you're ready to talk business, I'm ready to talk business. But by the way, knowledge is everything. What I did while you were writing down all the ingredients,
because I know you were writing down.
Because I saw you writing down on the Zoom call. I basically just gave you the ingredients to my shampoo bottle. The key is this. Knowledge. Yeah. Knowledge is everything. Know your shit. Mm-hmm. Sorry if I'm not, but
I say shit all the time.
Okay, know your shit. If I and how I know this, I had a medical facility. One of my first calls was a medical facility, and I did not get it because they called and they wanted to know what solution I used and what's in it. And it was a lot of like, clean.
You didn't know yet.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed, and I vowed to never allow that to happen again.
It's a tough position.
It
right?
is. So knowledge, and any mom and pop shop out there, know your stuff inside and out. The more knowledgeable you sound, the more knowledgeable you are, there is nothing that can then penetrate you. You become impenetrable, essentially.
So you guys, like, as you continue to listen and hear and everything, it's like, yes, we could talk about, like you were saying before, right? The not fair and the resources and but this is a story of taking advantage of an opportunity that was presented. Actually, he presented it himself for that to happen, and digging deep, stepping the first foot forward, working your ass off to get there, right? But also showcasing it, right? Because again, like we said, you got, dude, you were on some publications, you had some stories written on you, got interviewed.
Within our first,
how did that help with your momentum?
Well, I will say this: within our first 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, we had been featured on the front page of the business section of the Chicago Tribune.
Which is massive, dude. Chicago Tribune, it's, that and Sun-Times. That's...
Yeah, that was amazing. And I never, one thing too, I've never hired a publicist. It was, again, blocking my time. Just knowing I need to work this machine because no one's going to work it
No one's going to do it for you.
Right. I could either pay a publicist, $5,000 a month or whatever. I don't even know what they charge.
You could probably get yourself...
Or save that, right. Or save that and take an hour or two out of my day and just pump it. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. And so we were on the front page of the business section of the the Tribune. We were on ABC Channel 7. They did a whole feature on us. We were in Ad Week. So it really was just a lot of, this is our story. It was kind of like that American success story, only I'm not foreign. You know what I mean? But yet I was foreign to this industry.
Yeah, I mean, because again, dude, you came from events. You came from I was
glitz
from
and glam,
different vertical.
Yeah.
To show that it can happen.
Yeah,
you took a very, you could have said, right, a low point in your life to know, like, holy shit, everything I've worked for 15 years,
gone.
Is gone.
No, gone.
And you flipped it to, but here's this door that's, it's not open all the way.
And I'll be honest, I actually
door.
caught wind of you. Now let's give you some kudos, buddy. Okay. I caught wind of you because I saw you on, was it Telemundo? Mm-hmm. And I'm
Univision. Yeah.
Yeah, Univision. Yeah. I'm, like I said, I'm not. So yeah, you can do the. Yeah,
I can do the.
He gets now he gets all the sexy shit going on. I was on Univision. Recuerdo a todos. No, so I'm like, I was like, okay, now I know who this dude is on my Insta following me.
Yeah.
And I was actually, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of in awe because I also know my place. You actually, so kudos to you. You captivated a big Latin market that I knew that I couldn't. It was just, there was that wall.
Yeah.
Like I knew my place in terms of my clientele. I knew my place in terms of who I was, who I'd be approachable to. Mm-hmm. And then yet at the same time, so here I'm doing, ABC, fine. But you're doing, say it again.
Univision.
Univision. But I was just like, wow, like it was cool to me, and I didn't know if you had started this or not long ago or not, and then I researched, I saw you did. So I thought it was really cool that I was like, wow, like here's like someone who's relatively, on par of age.
Yeah.
Similar, we have a family, young family, so I was like, wow, like this is someone that's really cool that like in the event business, no one, everyone's fake friends. Everyone's like, oh, hi. And they're like, oh my God, you see his last, and then everyone just talks like shit about everything in the event business. And I fucking hated it. And then in this business, I was like, wow, like this might be like, I know my father was in the jewelry business, everyone tries to help each other as opposed to like, talk smack, and like the second you turned your back, and I was really excited that like this could be an opportunity, and then you called me. You're like, I don't know who you are, but I have to meet you.
Yeah.
I come out to your office, and I felt embraced by an industry.
Yeah.
Rather than feared, or rather than
Well, and then having that conversation you had earlier, like
Yeah.
you said, like you were probably like, all right, well, no, nobody.
Yeah.
I don't like this, right? Like the first impression was probably everybody keeps to himself. Or,
Right. Everyone
yeah.
everyone keeps themselves. And I was like, and you were just like, how do you do this? Like, who are you? How did you do this? And I was like, wow, like I thought it was really cool that this dude wants to get to know me, and whether or not it's for alternative reasons, that's yet to be sight unseen. And it wasn't. We've kept in touch,
Yeah.
and we've actually grown our business since then. And we've bounced ideas and things like that. So
Well, that's
it's been amazing.
Justin. That's a good segue to,
Yeah.
Because you guys know we could talk for hours here, but
yeah.
I want to take people to the next journey now. Because again, it didn't stop at Platinum Sanitation.
No.
Let's talk about opportunities continuously opening up for you. And again, being the entrepreneur that you are, you're like, hey, screw it. I'm gonna take the next step. Take us to, what is Platinum Wellness Group?
Okay, I love that you asked that. It's a great question. So actually, so Platinum Sanitation has been growing since then. We've taken cues from you, and I saw that not only cannot just do decontamination, but also
Actually, yeah, you do commercial cleaning too.
Commercial cleaning, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
go there first.
And so that was actually our first I want to say flex. Our first flex was after we've decontaminated. At this point, we've decontaminated over 20 million square feet of Chicago's industrial and warehouse facilities, things like that. So I'm thinking, okay, what's our next step? And then from there, we started doing contract cleaning, janitorial. So we started doing post-construction cleanup. We've done we have schools on contract, so we're doing a lot of schools.
That's all you got. Daycares, right?
No, actually, they're Montessori schools.
Montessori
Schools, and actually, there's a few that we do, and they're opening up another one. So I mean,
Multi-location.
What's that?
You're doing multi-location.
Multi-location, yeah.
Dude, that's the way to grow.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah.
Because if you get one, who do you think they're going to trust for their next one? And then they're going to trust for their third. Like,
Exactly.
you want to take over the entire facility's portfolio.
Exactly. You just want to be their go-to. You want to make it brainless. That's the key. And actually, the company the school that we took over, cleaning a contract from, it was interesting. They told me that a teacher purposely left a little orange peel out on the desk.
You guys know that's the story of the paperclip, right? I'm just saying that people leaving the paperclip
Right.
on purpose, so
Just-
then they can come back and say,
This
hey,
was here. Right.
hate
So
it.
a teacher left an orange peel out because they were unhappy with the previous janitorial company, left an orange peel out, and came back the next day, still there. So that was for me like, okay, guys, if this is like, you need to sweep that room from start to finish because they're going to test you.
Yeah, they're
gonna
talking about
test you.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, but no. So, so we started doing contract cleaning, janitorial cleaning, and we love it. We really do. And then about 3 months ago, I told you my girlfriend, who's a registered nurse, caught COVID back in May, Mother's Day week, from a patient. Then was in the hospital for a week. She had blood clots. They were worried that they were going to have blood clots going to her brain. So then from there, fast forward, now she's healthy, whatever. This is around Thanksgiving. The hospital called her and told her she was with a patient that
was COVID
COVID positive. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, these hospitals don't really know what's going on. And, not to say all don't, but this one particularly, didn't. And I'm like, you have a son. I have 2 kids. We're with each other all the time. We have a family. We can't allow, and this business, Platinum Sanitation, is predicated on health.
Yeah.
I can't allow your health to be a
Jeopardized.
gamble.
Yeah.
based on your job. At least when my staff goes out, they're covered head to toe. I can't allow that. So I said, why don't you come work, not for me, but work with me? Mm-hmm. And let's open a testing facility where we can not only test people.
Which I came here for a test myself.
You did. And
Yes,
I
did.
really.
And I passed. I was good.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did. That time.
That time. Because yes, you guys all know I had COVID before.
Yes. But at which point, though, it was just one of those things where I wanted to ensure her safety, but also because we're cleaning it, we know what to look for. And then therefore, if someone does test positive, they can then utilize Platinum Sanitation.
So again, it's like you're
compounding.
compounding service offerings.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's basically like burgers and fries, or the coupon.
Which I just saw. I watched The Founder again last night. Have you watched The Founder?
My favorite movie in the
Dude.
world. Favorite movie in the world.
Motivation. I already got 2 more services I want to offer.
Yep.
Just because I saw that.
It's the best movie ever.
But yeah, so yeah.
So now we brought in a doctor from who works also out of Evanston Hospital. So therefore, we can administer PCR rapid testing, rapid antigen testing, antibody testing, and now we're going to be taking and utilizing the entire 10,000 square feet of our warehouse space, and now breaking this up into patient rooms. So therefore, concierge service doctors have a place kind of like a WeWork, so they can offer patient visits right here in Northbrook, have the testing done right here on facility with rapid testing, rapid results. So therefore, a client can come in, or a patient. We can't call them client or patients. They have to call them clients, but they can come in, and at which point, get a flu shot, get a flu test, get a strep test, any kind of testing done, results done right here, with the concierge service done right here. So again, it's just like I said, not a cleaning company, but a leader in health and safety in all aspects. Expansion always and always.
Dude, Justin, I got to say, because I think this is a great part to wrap up.
Thank you.
Let me cheers you, because you guys, we just took you through, the pandemic happens. Justin, I mean, literally doors can close. You could furlough and lay off all your employees. You see an opportunity.
Yes.
You not only take advantage of the opportunity, but you expand on this thing. This guy's talking about concierge doctors visits.
Well, at which
the
point
WeWork of
I was going to say, at which point too, we're now expanding this in talks of franchising this and expanding this into a nationwide.
1 year.
Yeah.
1 year. But again, it just drives to the result of hard work, determination. You didn't sleep much, right? Like,
no.
This is what it takes as entrepreneurs, which you guys know. A lot of you guys know the stories that I hear, Justin, are people, they want to make it. They want to do this. They seen COVID happen. What did we talk about? Not being self-employed. Where hey, I don't have the option.
Yeah, I don't get unemployment.
Yeah, we don't get unemployment as entrepreneurs.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, no. You know what? As entrepreneurs, you know what we call unemployment? A job. Because then we have to go get a job.
We got to go get
a job.
Yeah.
We don't have unemployment. Yeah. Let me just say one thing though, and I do mean this. For any entrepreneur out there, for any mom and pop shop who watches these podcasts, and I'm very honored, I'm humbled that you find my story of interest, and I'm always here to help someone because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I didn't have a business plan. My business plan was don't fuck up.
Yeah.
That was my business plan.
Don't close the doors.
Don't fail. That's my plan. I didn't have someone to guide me within my industry, only experiences that my father would share. Let me say one thing is that you just said you have people, they don't want to fail or they want to succeed. I'm going to call bullshit, and I'm sorry, on the ones that don't succeed. Because if you really, truly do want to succeed, you will. You will find a way. You will find the time. You will find the route. I took no PPP loans. I took no unemployment loan. I've never taken a loan in my life. I've never owed a dime to anybody. I refuse to. It's just how I operate. Mm-hmm. You will find a way to make it happen. And that's the one thing that I will say. MIH, make it happen. That is the key thing, key phrase for any mom and pop owner, any entrepreneur, anyone. It doesn't matter. Cleaning, cars, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're trying to hock a bucket with ice, who gives a shit? Make it happen. That's the key. And do not stop. Do not sleep. Do not eat. Do not vacation. Do not purchase. Do not anything until you do. Because once you do, that will allow you the pleasantries to do so. That's just my opinion.
Boom. Well, you guys heard it. And on that note, man. Hey, cheers
L'chaim.
to the success. Machama. What was it?
Machama mama.
Machama.
Univision.
Well, guys. I was on Univision. So, guys, what a great episode, man. Thank you again, Justin.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you for...
truly appreciate it. And thank you for, honestly, for inspiring me to, again, to expand, to show that there is...
The cleaning industry is fun, right?
I love it.
Love it.
I love it.
Love it. Love
Fun.
this industry. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is another episode of Cleaning and Cocktails. Don't forget to subscribe, drop some comments. If you guys want to get to know Justin, we'll have all his information down below in the description. So again, until next time, guys, cheers.
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 That's platinum, baby. Woo!